Our hearts beat to the city streets.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to all of us. 2024 is here. This is going to be a first video for this year. Thank you all so much for supporting my channel last year. Really appreciate it. And this year I'm going to try to post more videos every week. So stay tuned on that. If you're new here, my name is Valerie, and in this channel we talk about my immigration experience, the things I have learned and observed in the US, and many more. So if that's something that you are interested in, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Today's topic is going to be part 2, my second year in the US 2022. Alright, before we start my 2022, I'm going to summarize what I talked about in my previous video. I'm also going to put a link on the description below if you haven't seen my part 1 video, the first year I got here in the US. I'm going to put that link in the description below for you guys to see. So I talked about how I got here in the US, how was my port of entry experience, how I got my pharmacy technician job 3 months after I got here in the US, and that I don't know how to drive and I had to carpool with my husband going to work every day for 1 year. Culture shock, the different accents, and many more. So before 2021 year end, I got my car, we bought my car, and I got my driver's license before that because I was already using or driving the truck to work when we carpool together. So I got my practice from that. I'm also going to share with you guys how I got my driver's license. It's a little bit different from, I think, just a normal or regular way of getting your driver's license, since that was the peak of COVID, and so we have to do it a little bit differently. So I can make a video just for the driver's license. And we've also been talking that I'm gonna need a job that is close by to where we live, because if I do have a car, then I can just drive myself there, because at that time my husband is in line to get promoted, and so if he's gonna be moving to a different store, then I'm gonna end up not having a car to drive myself to work. But also at that time I worked at a pharmacy which is really further away from our house. It's like 45 minutes drive, and you have to go through an interstate and stuff like that, and I wasn't confident to drive that far away by myself. So before the year end, I was able to look for a job around the area close by. I applied to pharmacy, and then I got my interview and got hired in one of them, and then I started my job in January of 2022, and that it is very close by. I still work at that pharmacy until now. It's like 15 minutes away from where we live, and I don't have to go to the interstate or the highway in order for me to go to work, which is great. And also at that time of my interview, which is like December of 2021, the manager of the pharmacy interviewed me, and then she told me that there's also a Filipina working as a technician in the pharmacy. And when she said that I was also Filipina, she got so excited about it and everything. And then I was able to meet her. Her name is Faye, and we hang out. It was great. It feels like home having somebody from the Philippines around. But sadly she has to move, and so I think when was it? After a year working with her, I think she left like last December or something like that of 2022. So I was able to work with her for almost a year, I would say. And then finally they have to move because they've been renting on one of the houses around the area, but then they have to move out, and they bought a different house which is like 2 hours away. So that was really sad, but I'm still able to hang out with her sometimes. So that's what happened with my work. So I started driving to work by myself. It was a little scary at first because every time I drive, I always have my husband. Even though I'm the one driving, I still have him around. And every time we merge in the highway, if we go somewhere else, if we merge in the highway, he's the one that's looking. Okay, clear, clear. I would say right now, I think I'm 88% confident in driving in the highway than before, by myself. So yeah, so back then I wasn't very confident to do that. So when it's time for me to go to work by myself, although I don't go in the interstate, I was still really scared. I was driving, I'm like, oh my goodness. And then if it snows, it also really scares me in case there's ice underneath. But yeah, it was scary, but also I'm glad that I was able to push myself. Yeah, 2022 was a good year for me and for my husband as well, because in 2022 I was able to get my new job, and we've also started like doing some landscaping jobs around our neighborhood, because a lot of people here needs help with their yards. So my husband and I started like jobs around the area. We would do mulching, and we would also plant bushes and trees. We do yard work like mowing, cutting grass, yeah, all kinds of yard work. Yeah, it's from my husband loves to do outside work, so if he's inside the house, he can't do it. He can't take it. If it's nice outside and he can do some work outside, he would rather do that than staying inside the house. So that was a good year for us, and then I realized how easy it is to make money if you know yard work. I mean, just basic like shoveling mulch or digging a hole to plant a tree. There you go. You'll get $75. So so that's why my previous video, I can also put a link again in the description below. I talked about like easy jobs that you can do if you just moved here in the U.S. and you don't know what to do, but you want to work. Those are like the best work with a good paying good paying job, that you don't have to really deal with a lot of clients or people. So yeah, and this year it was my first time going to Dollywood in Tennessee. It's like a theme park, like Disneyland, but it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit smaller than Disneyland. I think I've been to Disneyland, but in Hong Kong. It was great. It was really fun. So Dollywood, we went at like maybe June or something like that of 2022, and it was so hot. It was really hot. I was thinking like back then, you know, when I was a kid, I always think that in America it's always snowing. It's always cold. That's the temperature. I didn't realize that it can get really hot here in the U.S. too, especially if you're like down south, like Florida or Texas. Even in North Carolina, we get snow, but not very much. Some years, like last year, we didn't really get a lot of snow. We only had like one snow that really stick on the ground probably. So like Florida, they don't really get snow, or Texas and California, unless there's really like cold weather forecast and stuff like that could happen. But it was really interesting to learn new things. And I'm still learning. So yeah, so we went to Dollywood and it was really fun. We tried all different rides. I think there's one that's called like Eagle something, and then there's what are the ones, like we did like the gosh, what is it called, where there's a bear, like of course it's not real bear, but um you're going in the cave and all that stuff. It's like a roller coaster in the cave. That was fun. And then we went to, my husband and I went with his brother's family, and his mom and dad. So it's like a family bonding. And this year, 2022, we also went tubing. When my husband told me about this, I was like, what is that? So you get in the tube and then you just hang out there, and then the river will just push you all the way to the bottom and you can get off. So sometimes it could take 2 hours. I forgot how long we took, probably 2 hours when we did ours. So you're just right there. Most of the times it's a summer thing because you're going to be in the water. But it was really fun. Of course, I got really burnt. You're under the sun and you just chill out and talk and stuff. So that was really fun and chill activity for summer. And then we also, I think that same year, we did whitewater rafting with my husband's cousin and his wife. So we went, and that one was awesome. It was great. I think that was much better than tubing because it's more exciting. So the tubing, you basically just sit there, and then you don't have to do anything but just let the water move you to the bottom. But for the rafting, the whitewater rafting, it's got more current to it. So you can't really just stay still, and you're like in the boat, and you have your paddle, and you got a paddle. So that was really fun. It was more challenging than tubing. So if you're looking for a challenging water activity, I would recommend whitewater rafting. And also on the same year, we also did water park. We went to a water park in Tennessee, and that was also really fun. So we went to, oh my gosh, what is the place called? Hold on. That's why I have my computer right here so we can search, because my memory is not very good. Let's see. Oh, Soaky Mountain Water Park. Yes. So it was really fun. We wanted to go last year, but we didn't really have time we were busy, but that was really awesome. So if you want, when you get here and you want to do something like a water activity, that's also one of the great things you can do, especially if you have kids. In 2022, I didn't realize that I like to plant. So I started planting around our house. Right now, I don't even know if we have any more room to plant because I planted multiple stuff. And like I'll also plant like bulbs for tulips and daisy and all that stuff. So I don't even know where I planted these things, but all I know is that it's all filled with flowers everywhere and bushes and plants. So I planted a lot of things. It's amazing to see different plants and flowers and all that stuff here. And in 2022 September, we took a week off from work, and we went to 3 different states. Went to Arizona, Utah, and Las Vegas. So that was a fun trip. That was totally something different for sure. It's amazing that in the US there's like different landscapes. Like here in North Carolina, it's more like mountain, right? Mountain stuff, hiking and all that stuff, rivers. But when you go to the West, it's like canyons. And if you go to California, it's beaches and palm trees. So it's really, really interesting. And I really hope I can travel some more and look at other states and experience other places. So we went to we flew to Arizona, and then we rented a car. So we went to Arizona first, rented a car, and explored area first. So we went to Grand Canyon, and then after that we drove to Utah, which is these states are like connected to each other. So it's easier to just drive around these areas to see all different lookouts and stuff like that. So we went to Utah, went to Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon National Park. We went to Kanab, and then we went to the sand dunes. It was awesome. The sand dunes. I mean, everything that we've seen at that area is just great. Like the Grand Canyon is awesome. The Zion is amazing, and especially the drive. Just driving inside the canyon is amazing, and then the sand dunes was great because I had never thought this thing exists. so it's like orange when you go there, orange or pink, whatever you think. But at that time, it actually rained a little bit, and so the sand was a little wet when we get there. But we did sandboarding. So you can rent this wooden board, and then you can do sandboarding. At that time, because the sand is wet, it's a little hard to board down the hill. But we waited for a few hours, and then finally the sun came back up, and then it dried the sand, and then it was really fun. We actually stayed there for quite a while. My husband really loved it. It was really fun. There was like 3 people there plus us, so like 5 people because it rained. I bet if it didn't rain, it will be really crowded. So then after Utah, we went to Las Vegas. We didn't really spend a night in Vegas. We just spent our whole day there because our flight back is like in the evening, like at 8 or something like that. So we just spent the morning walking around. It was still pretty hot when we were there. There's definitely a lot of places. There's a lot of people. Oh my goodness. But I'd probably go back to Arizona and Utah. I don't know about Las Vegas. I just feel like I didn't really have a very good experience when we got there. But yeah, it was a fun trip altogether. My promotion was on process when I got back. I finally got I got interviewed, and I finally got promoted as the team lead. And then also my husband got promoted as a manager as well. So both of us at the same time. So that was a great blessing for both of us. And also that year we went to Tennessee again to watch the air show. They're called Blue Angels Navy, U.S. Navy Blue Angels. So they would have like shows all around the US. So that was my first time watching the air show. It was awesome. Like I took a video, but you can't really compare the sound of this jets from your phone versus from when you're right there, right underneath them. So Blue Angels is United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron. So that was really cool. And also, as what I told you before, probably multiple times, that in the US, Halloween is really a big deal. And so in November of 2022, we dress up in our pharmacy, and our theme is Cat in a Hat by Dr. Seuss. So that was really fun. I have no idea what it was, so I have to do research. If you know about this, if you know Cat in a Hat and you're from the Philippines, please comment below. I don't know if it's just me or what, but so yeah, I have to learn it because they told me, Val, you should be thing 1. I'm like, okay, what is thing 1? So my pharmacist got us this like headband with like a hair for thing 1. I'm gonna show you a picture. And then my other coworkers, they're thing 2 and thing 3, and my pharmacist is the cat in a hat. So that was really fun. And year 2022 is when I started also learning how to crochet. So my husband's mom was the one who introduced me how to do that. She actually started teaching me how to make a pumpkin. I actually have an example here. So handy. A pumpkin like this. She was making a pumpkin. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really cute. And she was like, yeah, I can teach you how to make it. And then she gave me yarn and the crochet needle and everything. And then I started it, and then I looked up YouTube, and then just decided to make hats. Until now, I still have not made a pumpkin, but I have made a top. I have made hats. I made amigurumi, but hopefully soon I can make my pumpkin. So that's what I also started doing in 2022. And this year, with my immigration, so I came in the U.S. September of 2020. So September of 2022 will be my second year in the U.S. And according to the immigration, if it's your second year and you have CR1 visa, you can start your process of removal of condition so you can get a 10-year green card. So I started processing that, and we hired the same lawyer that we hired when we started our case, and it went pretty smooth. Yeah, my lawyer said that it might take a little bit longer, and then when I get to my third year here in the US, then I can process my citizenship. So that was last year, September, which is 2023. So I started my citizenship, but I still haven't gotten the approval of the removal of condition, because my lawyer said that it will actually probably take longer than getting your citizenship. So we'll see about that. So that's my second year in the US. It's a little bit easier, I would say, compared to the first year, because first year, you don't know a lot of things and you're still like trying to figure things out. But I mean, as time goes by, you will learn. Up until now, I'm still learning, so it's all right to ask questions, and you might feel sad, or that culture shock is what really got me, but you'll get through it. So just think positive. So that is my second year here in the US. So if you have any questions in any part of this video, let me know. And of course, as always, I would like to hear from you guys. If there's anything that you want me to talk about in the next videos, let me know in the comments below. And also let me know if you are already here in the US and you've already go through all the immigration and stuff, and I don't know, maybe you've been living here in the US for 10 years or less. Let me know in the comments below what was the challenging part for you as an immigrant. I would really appreciate that, so other people will also know what you guys experience on your end. So that will be all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course I will see you the next time. Thank you. This is the sand.
We began to feel the fire.
This is not from the beach. This is from the sand.
We rise like tall buildings.
Is that pretty? Oh my gosh,
as
you
the
guys, I'm telling you,
chemicals, it takes
that is
us
real
higher.
sand.